Hey Sarah, it is, I don't know, do you call me Uncle Eric? Do you call me Tio Eric? Do you just tell your mom your brother? Curious. It's interesting. Anyway, here is something, I'm not sure what that is, about how I do manage my Final Cut media and stuff so that I know where it is and it doesn't have to stay on my device, on my laptop or on my Mac, and I can find stuff later on. So first, a couple things here. So if I open up Final Cut Pro, you probably are aware of this process where if you stick a memory card in, here's a video I'm working on for something else. If I stick this memory card in, Final Cut will open this up, and here I use a Panasonic GH4 and GH5. Here's another video I shot. Right, and it's got the clips. If I click import, it's going to copy to a library, and it renames them, and I can never find them again, and it's really frustrating. So this is what I do to import my footage. So I'm going to close that. First thing in Final Cut Pro, without a memory card plugged in, under Preferences, you're going to choose under, let's see, is it playback? Should have looked, oh, import, makes sense. For files, click the Leave Files in Place option. You can change this per import, so every time you import, you can choose to copy the library, but this process, you leave the files in place. That is the main thing you want to do in the preferences. Okay, so now I'm going to quit Final Cut Pro. Sorry for my very clicky keyboard. And I still have the card put in. So what we do before importing is go to the card, and mine has it DCIM and then PANA, and then here are the clips. And I'm just going to select all of them, right click and rename them, and rename them to whatever I want it, whatever the event is that I'm shooting. And so in this sense, this is like a pastor training thing. So it's for us, we just call it G3. So G3, whoops, training. And then I just do like an underscore, and then you can see here, start numbers at number 1. And we're going to do name format, name and index, where after the name it's going to add this. And so when either of these other options, name and counter, name and date, and let's see, is that replace text, add text, format. That just formats the text, not the card. When I click rename, now it's changed them all to G3 training and 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3. Math is hard for me. And then, so this is on my memory card still. I've renamed them on my card. That's key for me. Before I put it anywhere on my computer, it is on my card renamed. And so on this Mac, Media RAID is the kind of like external storage, and you can see I have a ton of so basically every type of video I do has its own folder, and I name them by year and then the thing it is. So here you can see here's 2020 G3 training. Here's our Advent Christmas series. Here's an old Christmas concert that I had to re-edit for something. And so if you do that, then like I said in the G3, and then I have folders for specific months. These videos are ongoing. I just break them up by month, so that, and in this case, it's not the best when the library is sitting in the bigger G3 folder. It might be better to make a monthly library, so that if you had the monthly library in, let's say, September, you would have all your clips and the library. You could just take that one folder and put it on another drive somewhere else, and everything, as long as you put everything in this September folder, it's like a self-contained folder with everything you need. And so you could open it up on another Mac with Final Cut, assuming they're the same versions. There's sometimes if someone's still running, High Sierra or an older version of the Mac OS, there might be a compatibility issue. Usually, if you're going to a new computer that's an older version of the OS or Final Cut, if you start with an older version and go to a newer one, Final Cut just says you need to update. You click update and you're ready to go. So okay, without getting into too much detail. And then, so in this one, this is it. I will make a new folder. I actually do normally date my original clips. I didn't date that this time, but for the sake of this video, you just do that. So now let's say it's December 2020 G3. Like that. Open this up, and then copy my clips to the external drive. And we'll just watch that go. Let's see. So while that's going, and what I'll do is I'll show you then what I do if I wanted to make all of this self-contained to move it somewhere else as it's moving. I'm going to wait for just one video to finish, and then maybe we'll stop that process. because I really don't want to edit this video. I was just going to finish it and upload it. So I'm just waiting for this thing to finish there. I heard you got 2 kittens. I don't know if you guys decided on a name yet. I put my vote in for Milosh, and I can't remember what the other one was. Milosh and Otis. That was my vote for the 2 cats. Okay, so the one file's there. We're going to stop this. And so we'll close that. And then I'm superstitious. I don't think it matters. But in other times when I've left the memory card in the computer but edited from the file on my external drive, sometimes I feel like Final Cut is still looking for the one on the card, and then when I remove the card at some point, then it says I can't find the file. So before I open Final Cut, I eject my SD card that the footage was on, and then I go to Final Cut and open that up. And then I would do, even though I have a G3 library, I would still go File, New Library, and I'm going to navigate to, this is my media RAID, this is my external drive, 2020 G3 training, the new folder I made. And I'm going to then name this December 2020 G3, or whatever I want to name it. And I usually copy this and then save, because then I make sure I'm on that library and I make a new event. I don't go with their default events. And then new event. And then this is where I double check. I'm going to paste the same name in. And I make sure it's going into that library, obviously, and then I'm checking all my video stuff, because I shoot things in a variety of frame rates. And so certain videos, like the G3 videos, I shoot at 2398, not 2997, but always 1080. Even if I shoot in 4K, I'll do 1080. And then some stuff I do it at 5994. So this is where I would set that here and click OK. And then I would click on my new library. It gives me an entitled project. Again, I think I'm just weird and superstitious. I just go to File and New, and then do New Project, and then same name, but then, you know, week 1, or the specific date, you know, 12. I don't know what it was, 12/5/20, or whatever, however you want to name the specific project name. And you know, that's all up to you. And then double check the settings. These I just leave the same, because it's just the rendering if you need to pre-render a video in Final Cut. So, I mean, if you're, but if you do find yourself rendering stuff, and that's when you have the little dots in the timeline, and then you choose to render all. If you find yourself doing that often, choose ProRes LT, because that is a file. This uncompressed obviously is huge, and then it gets bigger in quality as you go up. So if you do, I see the dots, I just let it stutter and play, knowing that it'll play smoothly when I'm done. But if that bothers you and you want to watch it smoothly, then choose LT. That's a lower quality, and it's just the preview render. It has no bearing on your saved video, so that will add bloat to your project and stuff. So, but I'm going to leave it there. And then I click OK, and then there is my project, and then Command I to import, and then I'm going to navigate to my media RAID, and see how quickly I could find this G3 training. I guess I could have just twirled that down. December, and you can see there's the library in there, and I'm going to click my one clip. I'm going to double check that it says leave files in place, and import selected. And then it's going to go and import. And so then now it's leaving the file in place. If I go here, it's just referencing this one video. It's not making another version that's named something else somewhere else. It's just whatever is here, you know, this is my original folder, is here. Here's the library. Here it all is in one folder. I could copy this folder. If it's small enough, I could put this on Dropbox. I could put it on a thumb drive to give to someone else to work on. You know, when I'm all done, I could hook it up to a bigger hard drive to archive it. You know, you could take this wherever you want. And so that's kind of how I go between my laptop and this Mac Pro, is everything is in a self-contained folder. And then I'd only have to move this. I don't have to move the entirety of this. I don't have to worry about a missing clip. But the main thing is that everything that ends up in your project needs to be in this folder, or at least know where it is. Because if you to move it, to make sure it all works. But then I can drag my clip and do whatever, and then you're editing just like normal and doing whatever, and then that's it. That's all I do. Hope that helps. But that's what I would do with the external drive is just this drive, again, is only really for Final Cut projects, so they're just folders named within that. I have other external drives that are multi-purpose that I also use to edit Final Cut stuff on, more of like personal videos. And so within the external drive, I have a folder named Final Cut Projects. And then within that, then I make these kind of folders with the libraries inside each one and all the clips. But if all you're using this drive is for Final Cut, then you can really easily just name like this, just make the folders of your projects, and then you can really easily take these somewhere else to archive. I think I repeated myself several times. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, have fun. Merry Christmas.